Tiffany with Little House Online, and I'm here with the amazing Brad Guigar. Brad, thank you so much for taking some time out to talk with us.
Great to see you again, Tiffany.
It's always good to see you. So how's the con been so far?
This is the highlight of my year.
Yeah.
Other people go San Diego, New York. For me, Baltimore. Nice and close to home.
Yep.
And this is a comic convention. These people love comics.
Absolutely. It seems like this is one of the few that are left that are just truly about comics.
For guys like me, it's Baltimore and Seattle. Those are the two. If I never question, I know I'm going to be there every year.
Absolutely. And the people who are here to see you guys. So I hear you just completed a Kickstarter for the new Webcomics Handbook that you're coming out with.
Yeah.
And not only did you complete it, you went above and beyond.
We got 300% funding on the Kickstarter for this book. I got a huge push from my friends because the co-authors of the book all got behind it and really helped promote it, got the word out, and even more so, like everybody that contributed to the Kickstarter also, by and large, tweeted about it, put it out on Facebook. They supported it, and then they got even more people to go out and support it. I knew whenever somebody had tweeted about it, because I'd get a whole bunch more donations.
Oh.
So it was really, it's amazing what Kickstarter has done in terms of being able to bring a social media aspect to crowdfunding.
Yeah.
It's been a game changer, and it certainly has for me. The book is done.
Oh, that's great.
The book is completely finished. I've had it go through 2 rounds of editing. I got some extra art into the book.
Oh, that's great.
And we should be distributing that possibly this week to the digital backers.
No way.
It's going out within the next 2 weeks to the printers. We're going to have that turned around hopefully by October. And once I get the book distributed in PDF, we're going to start bringing in those rewards that we had offered digitally, like the ringtone of my laugh.
Right.
Was a big one. And also, and I know this is going to be something that I'm going to enjoy twice as much as anybody else. We're bringing back the Webcomics Weekly podcast.
That's awesome.
We offered that as a stretch goal, and we will have a limited number of those with Scott, Kurtz, Dave Kellett, Chris Straub, and myself doing the old podcast, getting the band back together.
Yeah.
And I'm launching a new podcast called Webcomics Confidential.
Oh, no way.
Where it's just going to be me talking to other people that are doing webcomics at a high level of success. People like Zach Wiener, Rich Stevens, Aaron Diaz. We've got some guys that we're going to really talk shop, really drill down on what they're doing in their business.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's helping them to succeed.
That sounds great.
I'm very excited.
The new
about
podcast sounds great. The old podcast, like bringing that back, that was so much fun. So I'm glad you're bringing that back as well.
Any chance to run my mouth.
So, okay, with the Kickstarter, how different was it for you to be, basically setting the webcam down and being like, I'm talking to, like, nothing, but there's going to be someone back there, but I don't know them. Like, when you're here at the con, you can see the face, you can see how they're reacting to you,
Well, let me tell you what happened. The first time I went out towards this book, I did exactly that. I turned the webcam on, and you know me, I'm a natural behind this microphone.
Yep.
And I spoke eloquently. I had notes like a teleprompter. I hung them up behind my monitor, and I spoke, I think, with eloquence.
Yeah.
And I packaged it up and I sent it off to Scott Kurtz, and because he and I know we're good enough friends. I know he can give me a real opinion. I couldn't wait to hear him tell me how great I was doing.
Right.
And I sent it off to him, and he texted me one word. All it took was one word. This is the kind of affirmation I get from a true friend. Just one word. It said no.
Oh.
I said, no? He said, oh, that's horrible.
Oh,
he says, Brad, you don't talk like that. And I looked back at it, and I looked like a newscaster. Reading, about the latest slaying in Bosnia.
Right.
And he says, here's what we're going to do. He says, stop. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get on the phone, and I'm going to talk with you, and I'm going to ask you questions.
Okay.
And we're going to get you talking, and you talk to me. Instead of talking to the camera, talk to me. And that's how we finally got that to the point where I was finally able to put something in front of people.
Right.
But it really did take somebody very kindly, but very firmly, by saying, just talk like you're talking to your friend.
Yeah.
And that is not as natural as I thought it was going to be. And God, people responded in a huge way.
Absolutely.
I said it in my thank you video, it was obviously crucial for people to donate money, but then when they went around and tweeted about it and put it on Facebook and stuff, that was huge. That was the difference between 100% funding and 300%
It's not only that, but it just goes to show you how much they are in favor of the goal itself. Like with the book, because you could just donate money and be like, yeah, whatever, and forget about it.
Right.
But to be like, no, guys, you gotta get in on this.
And I've talked about this at webcomics.com too, and because there's two big ones, especially for web cartoonists. It's Kickstarter and IndieGoGo.
Right.
And some people say, well, I want to go IndieGoGo because then if I don't reach my goal, I still get to keep that money.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, no, that's there for your protection. Kickstarter does that for your own good.
Yeah.
Because if you can't reach your goal, maybe there's something else you should be working on.
Yeah.
And worse yet, what happens if you reach 50% funding on that book, for example, and you don't have enough money to do the book now, but you've already taken money from people? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So that goal-based system that Kickstarter has is there for your protection.
Absolutely.
It's there to say, okay, this does have the support. This is a good project.
Yep.
Or maybe, and there's nothing wrong with falling on your face.
Right.
Maybe just saying, you know what, this one didn't get funded. There's something else you should be spending your time on.
Exactly.
And then, are you ever going to come back and support that person in anything? You can't.
Exactly. You may even just leave the entire site because it's like there's no guarantee you're going to get anything.
So I'm a Kickstarter guy.
Absolutely.
And that has made a huge difference in my professional life and my personal life. That was a game changer for me this year.
That's right. You recently have just turned completely to just doing webcomics, correct? Like
I had a day job at the Philadelphia Daily News. I left that job in April of last year.
Right.
And it's been exciting. It's been rewarding. It's been thrilling. But it's also been a little bit of a baptism in fire in terms of revenue flow.
Okay.
Because before I had a safety net. That newspaper money hit my account every week, and I knew what I had.
Right.
Now it's like if my ads take a 1 month dip, it's like,
like, oh no, what am I going to do?
Where's the mortgage going to come from? So that was something that, as much as I thought I was ready for it, it's still been an eye opener.
Yeah.
But I can say I've made it through the year.
That's excellent. The first year is down.
I haven't missed any major payments.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
So life has been going good, and like I said, now with this Kickstarter going, the next thing to do is we'll definitely be kickstarting the next Evil Inc. graphic novel.
Excellent.
And possibly, especially the more I talk to people here, everybody says how much they love Fables, and I keep going back to the Daily News. That was another Daily News project.
Okay.
And I went back to them and I said, listen, I got extra time. How about I do Fables again? And they just don't have money in their budget.
Right.
Which is exactly what Kickstarter's all about.
Exactly.
So maybe next year, early spring, we may be talking about a Fables Kickstarter.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah. That was out of everything that I've done, that got the biggest critical praise. That got nominated for an Eisner Award.
Wow.
So it'd be stupid of me not to try and come back.
Right. I hear you.
So the question is just how to make it fun, and that's probably going to be something we're going to be talking about in the spring. I'll be completely honest with you. Time management was easier when I was working a 17-hour day.
Right.
When I was working a daily job and doing the comics at night and in the morning, taking the kids to school, doing homework, it really sucked because during that time I saw my wife maybe 5 minutes a day, with no exaggeration.
Yeah.
It was tough. But time management was so easy because when it came time to work on the comic, there was absolutely no screwing around.
Right.
You had to work on the comic.
Right.
Now, in part because for the first time in my life, I eat dinner with my kids. For the first time ever. We never had family dinners. So I eat dinner with the kids. I hear about how school was. And I spend all kinds of time doing that kind of stuff. And to my own detriment, I introduced them to Mystery Science Theater 3000 just last weekend.
Right, okay. Right.
And we sit there and roar.
Yeah.
And I have so much fun, and a lot of my time is going to being a dad.
Right.
And it's really cool. They laugh at references that they couldn't possibly understand. But those guys, you get a feel for how good they were at comedy because the way they say it, you don't even have to get it to get it.
Absolutely.
You know?
No, I hear you. There's things in there I'm like, every once in a while though, they nail one. I'm like, oh, that's just for me because no one else in the room.
Yeah, there's no one else who possibly got
that. I'm like, yes, that was for me.
Yep.
So anything else exciting, new happening other than everything else you've already mentioned? Because there was a lot. But.
No, you know what? Exciting and new is if I can keep up with all of this and keep it going. But no, the big thing, the thing that really has me excited, I think you're going to find when the Webcomics Handbook comes out, it's 50% bigger than How to Make Webcomics.
Oh, wow.
How to Make Webcomics was 200 pages. This is going to be 300.
Excellent.
And I have tried my absolute best to jam-pack that book full of stuff. I want that to be a book that when you turn the page after page, there's something else that is useful.
It could, you could go so far as to maybe even use it as a textbook in a way. Like,
yeah, in fact, I actually have had some professors that were using How to Make Webcomics.
Oh, no way.
Already say, they want to make sure they get this next one in
that's
when
awesome.
it's ready.
That's awesome.
So in terms of goals for 2014, at some point I would like to move into doing this instructional part a little bit, maybe teach a class, maybe go at the professor level.
Yeah.
That's something that I have talked about for a long time.
That would be awesome.
So that's nothing but kind of words in the air for now.
Right, but
maybe by 2014 we'll be having a completely different conversation.
All right, that would be awesome. And when does the Webcomics Handbook come out again?
With any luck.
Okay, any luck.
At any luck. It was supposed to ship last week.
Okay.
With any luck this week in terms of the digital PDFs.
Excellent.
I found out it was a little bit harder than just putting a PDF in an email and sending it out. It had more layers of complexity that I was ready to give it credit for.
Right. They make it seem so easy, don't they?
Yeah. And but I think with all things being the same, I'm telling you, come hell or high water, I'm going to have this in people's hands. Not only because it was promised, and I'm already a little bit late.
Okay.
But I take that promise seriously, and more importantly, I just want to hear what people think about this book. I've been working on it for so long. I'm ready to hear
the feedback.
Yeah. I'm ready to get that vindication or villainization.
Absolutely.
Whichever it's going to be.
Either way.
Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, excellent. And then you said the softcover or hardcover is coming out?
Softcover and hardcover.
Okay.
They're coming out probably by October.
Excellent.
Since we've got a little bit of delay in the digital. There might be a delay there, but I'm going to really try and get those things out there.
But just in time for the holiday season?
Absolutely.
They're not just there to be like, I'm going to meet the Green Power Ranger, because he's really big right now for some reason. Whatever happened to
Please report to the exhibitor registration in Hall A lobby.
That's really exciting.
Richards to the exhibitor registration in Hall A lobby. Thank you.
It's like the voice of God.